Hello guys, hope this video finds you in great health and spirit. Now some of you guys instant message me on the video that we were doing draw from concealed carry, and you were saying what were you using, what was the holster. Okay, well I use a couple different type of holsters. Okay, so I'm going to do this with one hand. It's a little difficult, but this is the band holster. Okay, this one here, that's the one in the video that we were using. Okay, it's stretchy material. Okay, and it's to fit either left or right-handed, so you got to order left or right hand. But that's what my student was wearing at the time we did the video. In another video, I also wore this. I really like the way it fits. Again, I'm going to try to, basically this fits in here. This is a Glock 19, this one here, and it fits. It's a pretty good holster. I really like it. This is the one that I would wear if I was wearing a nice suit with a jacket. This will be the one. Now, the only bad part about this, because it's black, if I wear a white shirt, you'll see it. So you have to wear something dark, a dark color if you want to wear this. But this is pretty nice. Now, I cut the snap off. There was a snap like this. This is to hold your 2 mags. So it's really nice. Again, it's Velcro material. It has the wick stuff to pull the sweat off of you a little bit. So it has 2 mags, an extra little pouch here, and then your gun. So this is to fit compact to ultra compact guns right here. Okay, again, I cut the snap off because I didn't need it. Okay. Then we go to my others that I do use. Okay, this is a Blackhawk retention holster. This is when I don't typically open carry, but if I do, I want retention, obviously. But usually I'll wear this. Now, the problem with these is that they would, because I'm a little chunky, they would hit my ribs. So when I put this in here, the gun would hit my ribs. I don't know if someone else has that issue. So what I did was, let me show you. I put spacers. Okay. I put spacers. So now what happens when this sits, and instead of it digging this way, it punches out to the outside. So you see that the paddle is at an angle and the gun is straight up and down. Normally the gun would be cocked like this because of the holster, but I put spacers there so that I wouldn't have that issue and it wouldn't jab my ribs. It also has the ability to draw the weapon much easier. Now, I'll show you what I mean by that. So what happens is, let me see if I can do this with one hand. Here we go. Okay, so now what happens is there's room here for my thumb to acquire this service pistol. Otherwise, my body is in the way because it's snug right up against my body and it won't let me pull or draw the weapon or even procure the weapon because it's so tight up against my body. That's an issue, right? Okay, so that's what I did. So if you noticed here, I do have the spacers, okay? I have 2 longer spacers on the top and then a shorter spacer on the bottom, okay? And this is on the Blackhawk, which has the retention holster on the index on this particular one, okay? So meaning that here is where I depress for the weapon to slide out. The good and the bad is that if you don't practice, people have a habit of pushing that button and then popping trigger. And you have negligent discharge. Okay, but that's the Blackhawk. This is the other one that I've done. Okay, then I have Safariland. This is probably my second favorite to my most favorite. Again, I did the same thing. You see I got the spacers there with washers. And this one only has 2. So what happens is, again, the paddle goes in, at an angle, but you see that the gun is straight up and down. This does have a retention, and it's right here, this lever right here. Okay, so what happens is, again, because these spacers are here, I can bring my hand inside and grab the weapon. Now, the way that this is designed, see if I can do this with one hand. Okay, so if you see back here, so what happens is, let me get this. When I grab this, see this? That lets the weapon go, and I can draw that weapon out. Okay? All right? So, again, I did put the spacers on this one. Only 2 is required on this particular one. I did do this cut right here for my extended mag release. My extended mag release, when this was up against my body, this would actually release my mag. And I'll show you what I mean. So, see right there, you see how close that is? So what happens is this would flex, and then it would hit my mag release, releasing my mag. So what I did was cut that out and then put these spacers on, as you see. And it works flawlessly for me. Okay. All right. So again, this is the Safariland one right here. Paddle with retention right here. And then I have the Blackhawk with the retention here. And this is the one that goes on a band with the stretching material. Okay. And I don't know how to say that name, but that's the name of the one that we use in the class. Okay. And it's either left or right-handed. You got to ask for it. Okay, so you're probably asking, okay, where do you get the... So these are the spacers that I used. Okay, see there's different sizes depending on what it is that you're doing. And again, you would go and take your holster with you, take the screws out of the holster, and then go test the screws and see the length. You may want to get a screw cutter so you can cut the screws to length. So that way you can adjust the spacer, how far you need it away from your body for it to be able to function correctly the way that you want. Now, up against my body here, because I'm a little porker, if you notice, the gun would come here, but because the way I have it angled, it sits away from my body. And now this space right here, I can bring my thumb in to procure the weapon. So it makes a big difference there. Okay. All right. So I hope that answered your questions. Again, I do carry concealed carry as well as open carry. And when I do the open carry, again, it's retention holster, both of these. And if I do 100% concealed, then I'll wear this one. Obviously, each particular one has its downfalls, right? This one kicks, I have to wear a jacket or something, or a very loose wearing hoodie, or extremely very loose wearing shirt for these not to be seen, because they do extend away from my body, okay, where this one does not. Okay, the issue with this one is when I tuck it in, I'm going to see if I can do this. Sorry guys, see if I can do this where I can show you the issue with that particular one here. Okay, let's see if I can do this. So what happens is when I do this, I tend to grab this material here when I go to grab it. I tend to grab that material, which is not good. Okay, so when I load this in to this, okay, you see how this comes up sometimes? When I go to grab, I grab the material sometimes, and then I have to pull it. So, like I said, each one has its downfall, but for the most part, it's pretty good. They work very well without a problem. All right. Hope this answered your questions. If you're not, let me know. Ciao.